The man who once bled for the Dutton name is back, and this time, he's wearing a badge. Kayce Dutton, the brooding youngest son of the late John Dutton, is stepping off the ranch and into federal law enforcement when Marshals, the first true sequel in the Yellowstone universe, premieres Sunday, the 1st of March 2026, at 8 p.m. ET, PT, on CBS. The series will also be available to stream on Paramount Plus, beginning the following day. Luke Grimes, who spent 5 seasons making Kayce one of the most emotionally layered figures in modern television, returns to the role he once thought he was done with. Set roughly 1 year after the events of the Yellowstone series finale, Marshals picks up with Kayce having sold most of the iconic Dutton Ranch alongside his sister, handing that land over to Thomas Rainwater and the Broken Rock Reservation. He did, however, hold on to the East Camp, where he continues to raise cattle and, more importantly, raise his teenage son Tate in the shadow of everything his family lost. The transition from rancher to lawman is not as jarring as it might first appear. Kayce, fans will recall, served as a decorated Navy SEAL before ever setting foot on Yellowstone soil, and it is that military background that opens the door to his new chapter. His entry into the U.S. Marshals comes through Pete Cal Calvin, played by Logan Marshall Green, the former commanding officer of Kayce's old SEAL team unit. Cal recruits him into an elite federal task force operating across the Montana frontier, where the show's official logline describes the region as being infiltrated by what authorities call the most violent criminal network in the Western Hemisphere. Grimes spoke candidly about his initial reluctance to return. Speaking to Esquire last summer, he admitted he told producers he did not know if coming back would make any sense. That changed when a story idea landed on the table that genuinely excited him. "I heard a really good idea, and that was kind of it," he said. "It really opens up the world for him, and putting the hat and jacket back on isn't all that bad. It was the most fulfilling job I've ever had in my life, so I'm happy not to say goodbye to him fully." In a February 2026 cover story for Entertainment Weekly, Grimes went further, describing Marshals as a show that finally allows the writers to explore corners of Kayce's psyche that Yellowstone never had time to reach. "This guy used to be a SEAL, and we never explored that," he said. He framed the new series as a return to the darkness that defined Kayce in the earlier seasons, calling it black hat territory again after the relative emotional peace his character had found by the end of Yellowstone. Showrunner Spencer Hudnut, a veteran of SEAL Team, describes Marshals as a non-traditional procedural with a soul rooted in character study. His central question driving the show is deceptively simple. How does a man who has spent his entire life running toward violence come home at night and be a father? For Hudnut, that tension is the engine of the series. Kayce's downtime between shows, he explained, forced the character to confront his demons and redirect his energy toward parenting in a way he never previously allowed himself to do. Breckin Merrill reprises his role as Tate, now 17 years old, and growing up in a Montana increasingly defined by outside threats. Gil Birmingham returns as Thomas Rainwater, the casino magnate and tribal chairman, whose relationship with Kayce evolved from adversarial to something approaching family by the end of Yellowstone. Hudnut described Rainwater as something of a paternal figure for Kayce following John Dutton's death, and called their dynamic one of his favorite elements of the new show. Mo Brings Plenty also returns as Mo, Rainwater's fiercely loyal enforcer. Birmingham noted that the series will engage seriously with contemporary challenges facing the reservation, including mining companies and drug cartel activity, framing these not as backdrop but as driving storylines. The new additions to the cast flesh out Kayce's federal team with considerable range. Ariel Kebble plays Belle Skinner. Logan Marshall Green's Cal leads the unit. Tatanka Means joins as Miles Kittle, and Ash Santos plays Andrea Cruz, a marshal who, based on available preview footage and promotional material, appears to be developing a charged connection with Kayce. Country singer Riley Green rounds out the ensemble as a character named Garrett, with details about the role still being kept close to the chest. The absence drawing the most attention before the premiere is that of Kelsey Asbille, who played Monica Dutton across the full run of Yellowstone. Neither Asbille nor Grimes has addressed the situation publicly, and promotional material has offered only cryptic imagery. A clip in the official trailer shows a figure lying motionless in the Dutton bed, while another finds Kayce standing before a shrouded female form. Grimes has given interviews in which he speaks with the weight of a man whose character has experienced profound loss, and the show's own marketing language describes Kayce as a man who has lost everything. Whether Monica died or whether the show intends some other explanation remains the central mystery heading into the premiere. Marshals arrives as the anchor of a larger expansion push for the Yellowstone franchise. 2 additional spin-offs are set to follow in 2026, with the Madisons scheduled to debut on March 14 and Dutton Ranch arriving at a date yet to be confirmed. Variety reported in August 2025 that Marshals is expected to run 13 episodes in its first season, though Paramount has not officially confirmed that number. Taylor Sheridan, the architect of the entire Yellowstone universe, serves as executive producer on the new series. Early industry reaction has positioned Marshals as one of the more anticipated cable-to-streaming crossovers of the year, benefiting from a loyal audience that followed Yellowstone through 5 seasons and is hungry to see what comes next for the last Dutton standing. Marshals premieres Sunday, the 1st of March 2026, at 8 p.m. ET, PT, on CBS, with episodes streaming on Paramount, plus the following day. Are you ready to ride with Kayce Dutton into his next chapter? And do you think Monica is really gone for good? Drop your theories in the comments below. Hit like if you're tuning in Sunday night. And subscribe so you never miss a breakdown of every episode as the season unfolds.